Hunying Haseo, good afternoon and welcome as we come to you on Eurosport 2 from Beijing for the 2007 World Taekwondo Championships. They kick off today with the 16-member US team hungry to improve on its 4-medal tally from 2005. The Lopez family, of course, looking to repeat the three-peat from the 2005 World Championships. I'm joined here, I'm very pleased to say, by Master Ewan Briscoe, 9 times British Taekwondo champion, European Championship team member, 3 times winner of the Combat Martial Arts Hall of Fame Award, World Taekwondo Federation Man of the Year. The list goes on. Ewan, great to be with you at this event.
I'm glad to be here with you, Will. It's a great day today.
Well, we start off now waiting for the women's 47-kilo semi-final. So as the players get ready to take part, we are waiting for the players to make their way into the arena. And just to let you know that the atmosphere after the opening ceremony here in Beijing has been absolutely terrific. What an atmosphere we've got, Ewan.
It's a lovely day today. Everybody's enjoying themselves. There's a great atmosphere here, like you said before. Some of the best talents from all over the world in this tournament.
That's right, and of course the Lopez family, who are legendary in the world of Taekwondo. 3 times they've taken they've taken medals at this event, and they're looking to repeat that here when they took 3 in a row on the 2005 World Championship stage. And that was all 3 brothers and sisters, Mark, Diana and Stephen. They all claimed gold medals. Stephen Lopez, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, seeking his 3rd consecutive world title. Mark Lopez also won a silver medal in 2003 and a bronze at the 1999 World Championships. Well, things have moved on a pace, of course, since you were competing, haven't they? Lots of change going on here.
Times have changed, but, you know, back with the Lopez family, I would say that they're probably one of the most talented Taekwondo families. It's very rare. I think it hasn't been done before. This could be something for the Guinness Book of Records. A family, all 3 members of the family, taking gold medal at Olympic sport.
Fantastic. What an incredible achievement if they can pull it off. And what an added excitement to this already fever-pitched arena here in Beijing. So we've had beautiful scenery, we've had splendid lights, the romantic river that runs through Changping, and these championships opened so grandly today. And, well, as the centre stage waits now for the semi-finalists for the women's 47-kilo category. You yourself, of course, Ewan, back in the day, one of the founders of modern Taekwondo, Championship Taekwondo now, as it's been accepted as an Olympic sport. And, you know, your pedigree in the world of Taekwondo, second to none.
Well, you know, I wouldn't say second to none. There's been better players than me. But I must say, England has got a very good reputation for Taekwondo. We're all bound by an association called the British Taekwondo Control Board, where you've got fighters, for example, like Sarah Stevenson, who is one of the most consistent female fighters in England, doing really well. And I think with the wealth of talent we have, and also the training centre that the British Taekwondo Control Board has at Loughborough, we're going to get some great players for the next coming up Olympics in 2012.
Well, it's nice to hear positive prospects for sport in the UK, because so often we hear that, you know, there's no funding or there's no facilities, but Taekwondo making its mark and fighting its corner. Talking of fighting corners, we now have the draw from Chinese Taipei, Yang Shu Chun, who will be fighting with the blue colour, and from China, Wu Jingyu, and she will be fighting in the red. So just waiting now for the players to come in, and of course Chinese Taipei making their way in now. Kicking off now at the 2007 World Taekwondo Championships, literally kicking off. We come to the semi-finals of the women's 47 kilo category. From China, Wu Jingyu, and her opponent from Chinese Taipei, Yang Shu-chun. I'm Will Vanders, reporting to you from these live games here in Beijing, and very proud to have co-commentating with me Ewan Briscoe, my old mate and chum, 9 times British Taekwondo champion, European Championship team member, and 3 times winner of the Combat Martial Arts Hall of Fame Award. Ewan, this draw very closely contested, very difficult to say how it will pan out. As they make their way up now, can you just run us through the starting procedure and the rules?
Well, the rules are very clear. The person you're looking at now in the middle, that's the referee. And that person will be in control of the fight, assisted by 4 corner judges. Now, when the referee makes a command, at the end of the day, that command is final. Those 4 corner judges will do their scoring, and the referee's position is to subtract points from the opponents for bad techniques, and also to admonish for bad techniques. Each time they do that, it will be taken down, put down in the marking system, and that judge in the middle is the one that controls most of the situation.
Where are the principal target areas, Ewan, that these players will be aiming for?
Well, a kick to the body scores 1 point. A kick that floors the opponent should score 2 points. A kick to the head or the face area, and that is, when I say face area, I mean if you look the hairline, will score 2 points.
So, a lot to play for, and the support behind all of these players here, absolutely incredible. Now, I know that the Chinese always field strong players in Taekwondo, and I remember the support that they got at the Asian Games in Doha late last year, 2006. But Chinese Taipei will be supporting their player. So, the 2 protagonists here, Yang Shu-chun in blue, and for China, Wu Jingyu in red.
And the atmosphere is deafening.
They start now.
Now already you can see they're just feeling each other out now. That for me looked like it should have been a point, but they haven't scored it. A great turning kick to the body by Shu-chun.
Good aggression, isn't there, from the Chinese Taipei fighter, Yang Shu-chun. And just to remind you, if you've just joined us, we're bringing you live the 2007 Beijing WTF World Taekwondo Championships.
So they're feeling each other out, just looking for weaknesses, faking, changing.
Well, we know the explosive and dynamic nature of Taekwondo, but these 2 fighters are standing off here.
So the referee just told them a while ago, a little warning to fight, that when the referee put these fists together. They get warned about that a few times, and maybe they'll take a point off.
Well, yeah, but of course at this level, no one's going to be wanting to commit themselves, because, you know, the aggressor suffers badly in sports Taekwondo, because of course the counter is so important and is a good scoring strategy.
That's right, Will. Most of the players now have become very good counter fighters, and they're going to commit themselves unless they're the definite chance of scoring a point.
So we're half a minute into this first semi-final for the women's 47 kilo category, and it's still 0-0, and referee working hard. So the Changping Stadium here in Beijing, what an atmosphere. As always, Eurosport striving to bring you the best there is in the world of martial arts, and we've got arguably one of the best experts on taekwondo, our own master Ewan Briscoe. So we've had the first round of the women's 47 kilogram category semi-final, and these are just a replay of some of the action we've had. It's still 0-0 to Yang Shangchun of Chinese Taipei and Nu Jingyu of China. Well, fever pitch almost, because of the rivalry between these two teams, and of course across the whole panoply, as it were, of martial arts, whether it's wushu, whether it's karate, whether it's taekwondo, whatever any of the varying Oriental countries get involved in, China, Chinese Taipei, Chinese Hong Kong, the rivalry is so high, and we're at fever pitch here, Ewan.
Definitely. As you saw there, a great back kick by the red player from China. I have to say, she seems the more aggressive player.
Well, they're not scoring. They obviously are taking very, very high standards in techniques, the judges, and looking for perfectly executed, clean shots. And you know, these two players are so experienced. You can see the standoff between them, feinting, drawing the other person in, trying to get an opening somewhere where they can drive in a beautifully executed technique and score what the judges see to be a clean point.
There's a great deal of rivalry between these two players because, you know, they're players from the same continent. Chinese Taipei. Oh, a beautiful point. That scored a beautiful turning kick to the head. 2 points.
Fantastic technique, and that really took the Chinese Taipei player by surprise. Nu Jingyu brought that kick up perfectly, and we didn't even see it coming. Beautifully executed.
Lovely technique.
So 2 points to China, and we're 40 seconds left now in this second round.
And Taipei has got a lot of work to do now. She has to try and get those 2 points back and a point on top of that to get ahead.
Well, so really under pressure now. Well, the participating nations in this truly World Taekwondo Championships consist of many nations. I mean, literally from A to Z. Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Andorra, Angola, Argentina, Aruba. Well, that's enough of the A's. Belgium, Benin, Bolivia, Brazil, the list goes on. Lebanon, Lesotho. It's just incredible, the world interest in Taekwondo. I mean, always has been, but ever since it gained Olympic status, well, the recruitment drive has gone on. So there you have it, China in the lead with 2. So coming into the next round under pressure after being delivered this great strike, that high kick. And just look at it from nowhere, close quarters, and a good degree of contact as well. I have to say, I'm liking the judges because they're not just marking any old technique. They're looking for class, high level, high standard strikes.
When I first saw that technique, it looked like a tourniquet, the speed of it. But on reflection, when I saw the slow motion, that looked like an inner crescent kick using the heel. Well, powerful technique.
Yeah, good, and she really felt that. The Chinese Taipei player Ying Shu Chun scored nicely, scored cleanly, so she's under pressure now. And with China 2 points ahead, they go into the third round. 2 minutes that may divide defeat from victory.
And Yang Shu Chun with everything to do this round.
She's really got it uphill, hasn't she? And it's not for the want of trying, because she's really tried to bring it to the Chinese player, and in fact it was on the counter that the Chinese player got that leg up and scored the point. So tense moments here. Well, the tension, nail-biting almost for the Chinese Taipei fans as they watch their player, Yang Shuchun, having to claw this back. So, as I said, a truly international and world championships. There are 121 countries in the competition, including 8 gold medalists from the 2004 Athens Olympics. And on top of that, the 2 past world championships. Champions also taking part.
It's gone ahead, another point. 3 points ahead. Taipei's got so much work to do now.
Well, I think this is just now giving credence to the level of skill that the Chinese player Wu Jingyu has at her disposal. And the speed we'd expect at 47 kilograms, because at that weight, well, you're going to bring some, you know, neat feet into play.
Oh.
Foul strike there, unavoidable, but she'll have time to rest for that. But what we're seeing here, Ewan, is power.
Definitely. The torque and the technique now, the amount of skill that these players have got now with their schools of excellence and more scientific type of training is really amazing these days.
Well, we're seeing that. So injury time now for the Chinese player Wu Jingyu. It was seemingly unintentional by the Chinese Taipei fighter Yang Shuchun, so no reprimand or admonishment there, so just recovery and they carry on. There was a knee strike in there, Ewan, not counted.
No, knees though don't really score points. It has to be with the instep of the foot, basically, or the heel.
A nice try there by Chinese Taipei. She got the leg up, but it won't be counted. The judges and referee really strict on looking for high level and clean techniques. And she's bringing it on, Chinese Taipei. She's really bringing it on to Wu Jingyu. She's against the clock.
This is a make or break time now. She has to try for a knockout now. Oh. And that's it. The egg time has run out.
Well, it wasn't for the want of trying, but on the day, Chinese fighter Wu Jingyu was better. And a clean win, excellent win, and she goes through to the final. We're going for a short commercial break. Join Ewan and I after these brief messages. See you in a few.
Congratulations.
Yahoo and Eurosport join forces for a new and unrivaled online sport experience. Yahoo Eurosport. As of May 21st, be a better sports fan.
So, just a recap on the action of that first semi-final in the women's 47 kilogram division, where Yang Shuchun of Chinese Taipei, well, was outclassed by Chinese fighter Wu Jingyu. She won 3 points over the 3 rounds, and we're going into the second semi-final, where, as I said, this truly international and world championships has 2 protagonists here, one from Thailand and the other from Canada. I'm Will Vanders. I'm joined by Ewan Briscoe. Incidentally, Ewan is president and founder of the Panther Taekwondo Association, 9 times Brit champion, our own British champion, European champion team member, and 3 times winner of the Combat Martial Arts Hall of Fame. You can get more information about Taekwondo in the UK at www.panthertaekwondo.co.uk, and you'll be able to ask and answer any of your questions about Taekwondo. So, we started now the second semi-final. We have Yvette Jung of the USA, and forgive me viewers, we thought that was Canada, but of the USA, and Bur Pulchi of Thailand. And do you know what amazes me, Ewan? When you look at sports, they truly have, you know, in the martial arts world, the identity of the sport is so strong, so you would expect Korea to dominate, but in actual fact you have players from all around the world. Thailand, of course, has Muay Thai. The USA has sport karate and kickboxing, and yet you see these fighters that are committed and you know, love the sport that isn't associated with their national identity, as it were.
That's right. I mean, because of the fact that the Koreans, you know, they haven't been selfish with this martial art. They've gone around, they sent envoys around the world to train fighters to get involved in it, and even they do training courses in Korea where fighters can go over there and learn the new techniques, what's new, what's latest. You know, we've got a chap who comes over, president of the BTCB, Master Park Sunam. For years, he's been doing seminars in England. In fact, I organised the first one where he came over, and we were a little bit behind technically. He came over and he assisted everybody, and now we've got quite a strong team. Looking forward to this Olympics, like I said, the team is going to be strong. The BTCB, British Taekwondo Control Board, are going to have probably the strongest team in a few years' time. I can see that happening. So we'll be looking to see some British fighters up there. Talking of British fighters, what an exciting championships this is going to be, because you mentioned earlier, Ewan, that we could be in for a Guinness Book of Records with the siblings from the Lopez family. Oh, you know, like I said, this family is an amazing group. It's very rare that three fighters, I think they may already be in the Guinness Book of Records, because the three fighters in the Olympic Games, all three from the same family, that mother must be so proud. They all got gold medals. That's an amazing achievement. I don't think there's any other sport that can boast that. Whoa! My God, that was a chopping kick to the face, and they haven't scored it. I don't know what's happening there, Will. Well, it could be considered too aggressive. No, in this sport, aggression wins. We'll have to see what the judges had to think about that, and we'll keep you posted. Well, there's time out for that, but the 2007 World Taekwondo Championships kicking off here today in Beijing, and bringing live action to you from the Changping Stadium in Beijing. Ewan Briscoe, former 9 times British Taekwondo champion, and myself, Will Vanders. So a replay there of the two fighters here in the second of our women's 47-kilogram division semi-final. We see Bur Pulchai of Thailand and Yvette Jung of the USA. And what we thought would have been a point score has been disallowed by the judges, and Thailand putting in a great kick there to the American fighter, but not being scored. I have a feeling that might have been just after the bell, after the time. I have a feeling that may be the reason. Well, the judges obviously deemed fit to find it not a point that could be included, and the judging here is second to none, isn't it, Ewan? They're really on everything. Quality refereeing, quality judging here. Well, a warning going there to the USA fighter. She's being admonished for something. No point deduction, because there's no points there. But as you can see, she's got in the yellow corner, if you see the little yellow sign there, she's got a half-point deduction. Right. So, not responding quickly enough to the referee's instructions. So it's an uphill struggle here for the USA. Yvette Jung of the USA having to pull back this half point, and my goodness, she's being warned again. There's a problem there now for her. She's minus 1 point, and Thailand are up 1 point. So she has to score twice, two single points to get ahead, or try for a head kick and go for the double point. Well, I think when you watch this, it exemplifies the kind of control and expertise required in sport taekwondo, because it's so finite, the difference between too much aggression and not enough. There you go. Because at the end of the day, it's almost like I always explain to my fighters, it's like a game of chess. It's a fun game. It's like a game of chess where you have to decide, you have to make your fighter, the fighter you're fighting, do what you want them to do.
Well, I think the game of chess analogy is perfect, Ewan, because yes, it is a game, but the idea of the game is to kill the king.
There you go.
And so, you know, I think that that's so right, because of course, you know, taekwondo as a martial art and self-defense system is extremely practical and is again removed from the sport element, because you couldn't be doing what you do in the sport arena, because it would be untenable in terms of its injury level.
That's right.
So we look back at the action in this second of our semi-finals in the 47 kilogram women's category here at Beijing World Championships.
And as you can see as well, generally speaking, taekwondo, WTF taekwondo, where some martial arts protect the parts that you hit with, WTF taekwondo protects the part that get hit.
Right. Well, at the end of the second round there, we can see that Yaupa of Thailand is indeed ahead.
When you get it, you go for it. But you don't stop with one. And don't bail out. You stay in there, stay in
It's an uphill struggle now, I think, for the USA. She's down a point, and Bur Yulcha of Thailand has pulled one ahead. So it's going to be tense moments, I would venture, as the team coach for the USA is speaking to their player, Yvette Young. So, Ewan, you're also chairman of the United Kingdom Haidong Gumdo Association. And Haidong Gumdo is, of course, Taekwondo swordcraft.
Well, it's the Korean version of the samurai, they call it the samarang. And, you know, just before we go any further, I do want to congratulate members of the Haidong Gumdo Association, because we're just about to start an inaugural European Championships in Switzerland, and this will be happening in June.
Wow, so that's something to look forward to on the Taekwondo calendar, and what a great event that purports to be. And of course, if you're involved in it in any level, it'll be a truly successful one. Well, America under extreme pressure. She's just been penalized again, and we can't quite work out what the referee doesn't like about the tactics of the American fighter Yvette Young. But she's had another half point. She's 1 point deducted, and Thailand's Bur Yulcha is 1 point ahead.
I believe we may be sitting at a wrong angle here, but from where I'm sitting, I haven't seen too many discrepancies really, but she's getting a hard time.
Yeah, USA, we haven't seen the infractions, but the referee coming down very, very hard. So the coach in this last round, the last minute of the last round, is saying
everything you have.
And the clock's against you, not only the Thai fighter. So who will go through now to meet up with China's Nu Yingyu in the final? Looking very much like it's going to be Thailand's Bur Yulcha. But unless we see something spectacular.
So a little warning for a low kick there
from the American fighter. I don't think she's going to be able to do it. It was a warning, but it's not been scored against her. Well, half a minute, less than half a minute left now. And Thailand dropping in a kick there, not being counted, that kick to the midsection. And on the counter, she's really giving it back as well. USA having to bring the fight. But Thailand on the counter, working smartly and indeed rewarded for it. There's a point. She's 2 ahead now, and USA having been deducted 1.5 points. The clock's against her. It looks like Thailand all the way.
As we go down to the last few minutes, I think it's all over.
Well, it's been so exciting. It's been a real game of cat and mouse. The strategy that's been employed by both players here has just been really, really tense and exciting. So Thailand goes through, and she will match up with Nu Yingyu of China for the women's 47 kilogram final. So, there you have it. So, Yalpa, winner for Thailand. She'll be back for the final. And so will we. We're going for a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more Taekwondo from Beijing.
This weekend on Eurosport 2, Fists, Feet and Philosophy, a potent mix searches for World Championship Grandmasters. Facing off in finals, the World Indoor Lacrosse Championship settles the scores in Nova Scotia. Down under, soccer means football, but football means Aussie rules. Taekwondo, lacrosse and Aussie rules this weekend on Eurosport 2.
Yahoo and Eurosport join forces for a new and unrivaled online sport experience. Yahoo Eurosport. As of May 21st, be a better sports fan.
So welcome back to Beijing for the WTF World Taekwondo Championships. So, two players here. Yamira for Cuba. And Chinese Taipei. Well, Cuba, we've seen this player, Yamara, bring in slightly unorthodox techniques with her style, a style agnostic, and she's taunting the Chinese Taipei fighter. Trying to invite her in, trying to get her to open up, make a mistake. And we're seeing some very neat feet here from Yamara of Cuba. Very loose, very fluid fighter. So still 0-0. This is the first round. Just half a minute left. Cuba versus Chinese Taipei. Referee encouraging them to fight on. But of course, no player really wants to give an advantage to the other on the counter. So it's all about drawing them in. So Seng Yishun of Chinese Taipei fighting in the red, and Cuba's Yamara. So Chinese Taipei, this semi-final round one, ahead by 1 point, and Yamara of Cuba trailing. So here we get the highlights from the action from that first round, and it wasn't for the want of trying, but Yamara didn't quite manage to score. The judges very, very harsh on competitors here. They're looking for clean techniques, and Seng Yishun of Chinese Taipei dropped in that scoring point, and at the end of this first round, she's ahead. So, words aplenty from all the coaches here in the Changping Stadium to their respective players. So Ewan, Taekwondo, of course, an Olympic recognised sport, and made its debut back at the Olympics in Sydney.
That's right, in 1988.
And from then it progressed on. When was it accepted in the...
I think it was accepted in 1996, 92 in Spain. That was when it actually got through as an Olympic sport. Since then it's just grown, it's multiplied all around the world.
Well, as we can see by the 121 nations taking part in this WTF World Taekwondo Championships in Beijing, you know, it truly is an international and world sport. So, Chinese Taipei on the counter, really working the margins here. She's ahead by another point into the second, and she's ahead by 2 points. Cuba's got all the work to do. Sen Yixuan is a counter specialist, drawing Yaimara of Cuba in and punishing her.
And Yaimara is definitely the aggressive fighter. She's a forward fighter. She doesn't back off easily, you can see that.
Not serving her well here today, though, Ewan, it has to be said, especially against the kind of tactics that Sen Yixuan is using on the counter. Very good. Well, linked up thinking here. I mean, Chinese Taipei putting it together nicely. So both team coaches getting tense. Under a minute left in this second round.
Semi.
The first semi of the women's female 55 kilogram division, which in pounds, shillings and pence is bantamweight. The clock ticking away in this, the second round for Cuba. She's come back with 1 point.
Yeah, definitely, she's come back with 1 point there. Now it's time to maximise on that.
Well, it's everything to play for. There's the end of the period. And she can certainly do it come the third, but we'll just have to wait and see what she can pull up from the basement. There's the scores. So the scores up for the women's 55 kilogram semi-final round 2. Yaimara of Cuba won, and Sen Yixuan of Chinese Taipei ahead with 1 point at 2. And that was brilliantly clawed back there by Yaimara of Cuba.
Great point. And when I travelled to Korea in 2002, and you could see the strength of the Cuban teams, they've really built up a great reputation in Taekwondo throughout the world.
And she's got a kind of a fluid style, hasn't she? Nice and relaxed, that would kind of, you'd think would come from a player from Cuba, you know? She's relaxed.
That's right. As well as someone from the West Indies, I know, very relaxed people. That, you know, it's a little bit about the sun and the rum and the nice atmosphere over there.
Well, yeah, she'll need to snap out of that quick though, because Chinese Taipei is leading by 1. She needs to pull it back in this third quarter. In this third session. Everything to play for.
That's right.
Well, there's the high kick from Cuba. It goes up.
There we go. She tried for it.
Goes for nothing.
Try for that 2 pointer. It's a shame she didn't get that. That would have put her 1 point ahead.
So she'll want to move up through the gears here at this stage. Whether or not she can do it remains to be seen. She knows the clock's against her.
2-3.
So they both scored. Well, something connected there. We can hear some good connections, Ewan.
Definitely.
Well, it's tense. One strike could determine this. No one wants to make a mistake, so neither fighter pushing it.
The Cuban coach looking a little bit anxious.
So just coming up to half a minute. Well,
I have a feeling that was for a low kick. I think she put couple of low kicks already.
Well, there's warnings up on both players here. Oh no, just the Chinese Taipei. It's 3-all. Cuba's pulled it back. This is neck and neck going into the final half minute of this third session in the semi-final of the women's 55 kilogram. And Yaimara of Cuba has got an advantage here because Chinese Taipei player Sen Yushen has got a warning against her. So when it comes down to the final draw, it's going to be Cuba if she can just hold on. 5, 4, the clock's against her. Oh, and Chinese Taipei pulls a point back.
And they didn't give that point that she scored. They didn't give that point to Cuba.
So she's got a half-point warning, but it still goes to Chinese Taipei. Well, that's cool as a cucumber when it counts. So the 55 kilogram female bantamweight division, there's the result. Yaimara 3 for Cuba, but the winner, Sen Yushen, with 4. She goes through to the final. So she'll go through as a gold medal finalist. Sen Yushen of Chinese Taipei. It was stacked up against her. Yaimara of Cuba really pulled it back in the third session and really looked with that half-point advantage for an admonishment to Chinese Taipei player Sen Yushen. She was going to really have this, but just at the line, and that's when it counts, isn't it, Ewan?
That's the point. You know, it's all about that stick-to-itiveness, that concentration you have to have right to the wire.
Well, we're having a fantastic afternoon here, bringing you this live action. There's the draws now for the next of our bouts. Andrea Rica from Spain. And Jung Yin Lee. The 2007 Beijing WTF World Taekwondo Championships coming to you live from the Changping Stadium, Beijing. We go to the second of our semi-finals. 2 players for Spain, Rica, and for Korea,
Jung E.C.
Well, you've just heard the voice of my good mate, Ewan Briscoe. Ewan, of course, president and founder of the Panther Taekwondo Academy. 9 times British champion himself, European champion team member, and 3 times winner of the Combat Martial Arts Hall of Fame Award. Not much space on your mantelpiece, is there, Ewan, eh?
No, well, actually, I have to say, most of my trophies, I keep it at my mum's house now. She's so proud of me.
Well, that's nice to hear. Big tough guy like you. Yeah, but your mum says, bring them trophies home.
Because she paid for them. She paid for the lessons.
Well, we're having a great afternoon. The atmosphere's terrific. It's been close to the wire stuff, and that's not going to change here at all in the second semi-final of the 55 kilogram bantamweight women's division, Korea versus Spain. So far, we're just coming up to halfway through the first session, and it's 0-0.
And Spain, another country that's grown from strength to strength since the Olympics was held there in '92. They've just grown from strength to strength. Their coach at the time was a chap called Farragus. I had the pleasure of training with him in Barcelona, and he's probably one of the most gentle exponents of this martial art. Yet he has a prolific tournament and competition repertoire.
Fantastic. So that's why Spain have just gone from strength to strength. They'll need all of that here today because Korea's just squeezed up 1 point. Of course, Taekwondo, the Korean national sport, but look at that!
Lovely. Now, she done a counter kick against a back kick from Spain. That's probably why the Spanish coach is a little bit bemused or a little bit upset.
Well, so are we, because we like the action of that back spinning kick, but Korea, placing it right, placing it first, beat her to it and scored the point. And look at the Korean player now, taunting, feinting, trying to bring Rica in. She's not having it.
Because she actually doesn't have to attack now. She can wait for a counter and keep her head on points.
So the standoff's there. She's going to try and draw her in. So Korea ahead after that first semi-final, round 1. Jung Yin-hee with 2 points. So there's the scores up for the female bantam 55 kilogram division, semi-final round 1. Jung Yin-hee of Korea ahead by 2 points. And Andrea Rica for Spain trailing, deserved just in the closing seconds of that first session to score with a perfect spinning back kick, but there in the replay, Ewan, we can see it all, and Korea was in there first.
So I think it's a little bit about the connection as well. It wasn't a clean connection.
So if you've just joined us, I'm Will Vanders. We're here live, bringing you action from the 2007 Beijing WTF World Taekwondo Championships. Well, if you've seen the run-up to this on Eurosport 2 in terms of promotional adverts, we told you it was going to be big, it was going to be bad, and it's all of those things. I'm here with Ewan Briscoe, bringing you all the top action from this opening day here, and what top tasty action it really is. If you're a Taekwondo practitioner, well, apart from the Olympics, I don't think it gets better than this, Ewan.
No, you could definitely say the fact that we're in the Olympics is a good thing. But I would say as well, the main reason this in is it's quite an easy martial art to understand. You know, basically you get hit, that's a point. It makes a hard contact, that's a point. You get, the winner is quite clear sometimes because a person's knocked out unconscious, the other person's won. It's very clear.
Well, yeah, simplicity rules at the end of the day, but having said that, it's much more complex because, as you can see, the strategy involved is just huge.
That's right.
And it's not just about physical prowess, it's about mental strategy, it's about attitude, and it's about national pride, because we're seeing two nations head off, face off against one another. In this second session, after 1 minute and 15 seconds, Korea, Jung Yin-hee, their player, is ahead by 3 points, and España is really struggling on a bit of a slippery slope here, Ewan.
That's right. She has got a lot of work to do now. But as we saw in the last fight, you know, in this game, things can change like in a snap.
That's right. 3 points can be scored with a couple of techniques.
A couple of techniques. Kick to the head, kick to the body, you're 3 points up. Another kick to the body, already you're in the lead.
So if you don't practice Taekwondo and you're watching and wondering what's going on, well, Taekwondo literally translated means?
It means the way of the hand and foot. Simple as that. So where the hand and the foot, the Do means the way, and then Kwon is the hand and Tai is the foot. So it literally means to destroy or disrupt with the hand and the foot.
Well, that explanation there from Ewan Briscoe, our own 9 times British Taekwondo champion. There were the scores. Jung Yin-hee of Korea ahead with 3 points. Andrea Rica, with all the work to do, from Spain, trailing behind there. Well, simultaneous action in the replay, and you can see both fighters firing off those techniques, and the speed with which these strikes and techniques are delivered, just incredible, Ewan.
It's amazing. These people have trained, they're extreme athletes. They've trained hard for this event. It's quite clear. Also, in the run-up to the Olympics, you know that people are really working hard just to get themselves recognized for the task ahead.
Well, the World Taekwondo Championships are the highest level of competition in the world's 3 major races: World Championship, the World Cup, and the Olympic Games. And because of its largest number of entries, the highest level, the gold medal of gold, is also of high value. And especially this year, Beijing World Taekwondo Championships are the first large-scale military exercise before 2008 Beijing Olympics is drawing the attention from countries and regions around the world. And when I say military, we of course know that that means martial, as in martial arts. So Spain in the third session, knowing that she's got an uphill struggle ahead of her, claws back 1 point. So it's 3-1, but it's the third session. Just over a minute left. One good technique could secure this, Ewan. What technique scores 2 points?
Well, a kick to the head will definitely score 2 points, and if you make a clean technique and the person is floored, it will score 2 points.
And talking about the Olympics, we've got the British Olympic Taekwondo team this weekend at Seni, which of course is the largest expo of the martial arts, arguably, in the world. That's appearing at for the first time at the Excel Centre in London, and that's over this weekend, over the 19th and 20th. And if you want information about that, you can log on at seni.com, and you'll be able to get all the information about the Seni Expo. Of course, Pain and Glory, one of the features of it. There'll be UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championships, and Master Han from Korea. He's the president of the Haedong Gumdo Association. He'll be coming to be giving a seminar at Seni. So I'm telling you now, if you're into the martial arts and you're not there, well, you're not into the martial arts. I myself will be appearing there, and happy to be accepting an award. Master Ewan Briscoe will be there. So at the end of this bout, Korea by a country mile. So there were 2 penalties awarded, 1 to Spain and 1 to Korea, but Jung Yin-hee of Korea, winner by points, and she'll go through to the gold medal contest, and that's the final in the women's 55 kilogram category. So she's drawn against Sen Yu Chuen. That's to come. So this is the second semi-final.
The following match is semi-final of male feather.
Well, now we've got some men's action coming up. Son Myung-seop of Korea.
The athlete from the blue side is Son Myung-seop from Korea.
He'll go up against Ji Sada Asao. Now, Iran has just forged ahead in terms of the martial arts. We saw at the Asian Games, for instance, that Iran fielded players in karate, in taekwondo, in wushu, in the sanshu, and the judo. I mean, they really have become a prominent force, emerging force.
Very industrious country when it comes to martial arts. Their work ethic as far as training for martial art is I would say second to none. They really put a lot of effort into producing and assisting champions in Iran.
Well, let's see how they'll fare today against a Korean fighter. Of course, we know Taekwondo is the Korean national sport, but that's not perturbing. Sada Asao of Iran, who incidentally is fighting in the red, he's not worried about that. He's come to do what he does best, and that's to give as many strikes and as kicks as he possibly can to his Korean opponent.
There was a time when Korea was probably the strongest country, especially in my day. But, you know, thanks to players like Lindsay Lawrence and Chris Sawyer. Lindsay Lawrence was the first player to get a silver medal in the World Champions. So thanks to players like that, you know, the myth of them being the greatest players, which is half the problem, just like the Mike Tyson syndrome. When you walk on the mat, you believe you cannot win. That was broken by guys like Lindsay Lawrence, Chris Sawyer, Sean Daly. They've done a lot to change that.
Well, of course, it's true of every martial art. The host I say the host country, the originating country, spreads its tentacles, it's developed in other areas, and you have other nations that dominate. And I mean, you just have to look at some of the greatest Muay Thai fighters coming from Holland. You just, no disrespect to any other nation there, I'm sure there are great Muay Thai fighters, you know, from other nations as well, but, you know, you have fighters like Bonyaski,
that's right.
and again with karate, you look at the Russians now, dominating my own particular style, Kyokushin, as did the Dutch, and so truly wonderful to see the international flavour of all martial arts. 2 warnings being given, still 0-0, the big standoff between these two, and 67, excuse me, kilograms is the division. This is the men's featherweight, and at the end of the first session, well, a sneaky 1 point stolen there by Iran, and they go in the lead. So they'll be